like worship styles and whatever the case is at the moment. But there's a couple things that we can look at from here. But you get the idea, right? So the whole point, guys, that we're talking about is amalgamation. The idea, before we get off into the rest of it here, the idea is that the thought of the day was that black folk and any quote unquote colored person, which means anyone who wasn't white European, right, was the result of amalgamation between man and beast. That was the zeitgeist of the day. That was the thought process. Many people thought that the idea of subhuman species was around. Look it up, okay? The idea of the curse of Ham was running rampant. If you don't know what that is, please check that out. It's terrible. The idea of, and it pervades to this day, right? So you have white supremacist cult groups like the Christian Identity Movement and some other things like that are pseudo-Christian. They're not real Christian, obviously, organizations, but they're pseudo-Christian organizations. And they believe and teach the curse of Ham. They believe that Jews over in Israel are not Jews, right? They're not human beings. Okay, they believe all kinds of stuff like that. And same thing with certain camps of Hebrew Israelites believe that that white people are not God's children. Okay, they believe all kinds of stuff. And so there are real world implications of this. Okay, and if you hold to these bad ideas and bad doctrines, what can happen is you'll have comments like Mr. Mark Anthony, you can't stop talking right now, and you're not saying anything that has any kind of sense, my friend. So this is a problem in where you hold to certain viewpoints, and Ellen can't be wrong, even if it violates the law of God, even if it violates the laws of logic, even if it violates
laws of science,
right? All of that, so yeah, take from that what you will.
I want to respond to a comment here really quick because we have Jason in chat, and he said, I would love to hear how you all would have counseled people in the 1800s. Jason, you're still not getting it, my friend. This isn't just Ellen White counseling people. This is coming from God.
Precious.
I don't know how to say any other way, my man. You need to drop this. That's the reality of it.
These guys are hacks. That's what it boils down to. They are hacks whose hearts are impervious to the truths, to the facts of history, of context, the scripture, and they have too much to lose to accept that they are wrong on an issue when they are following a false prophet, and therefore repent and believe the gospel. That's all they are.
Too, by the way.
My counsel, Jason, I would like to think my heart right now is saying that, I don't know, I'm not in the situation, so obviously I can't speak to not being there, but I would like to think my disposition, well, I mean, I'm a guy who goes out to abortion mills and seeks to evangelize those at the abortion mill and walk with them and do street evangelism, etc. My heart's in a place where I would like to think that I would have been on the abolition side, because there were people at that time who were abolitionists, Christians,
like
spearheading. Correct.
And a lot of Christians.
This idea that, Ellen White was just, no, she's claiming to speak on behalf of God. You're claiming to be God's last day church. You're the principium of truth. Don't give me that. Don't give me that nonsense that you're no better than she is. No. That's not going to pass off for blaming this on God.
Right.
No too quoque policy here. No too quoque.
Yeah.
Right. Shame. So let's answer the question though. What would we have counseled? Well, if I was alive in the 1800s in the United States of America, I'd probably be a slave. Okay. So I would want to be free. Okay. That's where I stand on that situation. Okay.
But that's not the question that was asked, was it? You see how easy he jumped on it. Pass the blame on to someone else. Don't make someone else make the decision. I wouldn't do a thing. I would be a slave. I would be the one that want to be freed. That's not what he asked you. It's not what he asked you. He asked you, what would you have counsel? Since you wouldn't counsel that, right? That's what's asked.
But the answer to your question is very simple. Mm-hmm. What would you counsel the people of the 1800s? Get saved. How about that?
Listen to his response. What do you think Ellen White was doing? You think she was worried about them being slave, or she was worried about their one soul salvation? Huh? You think she was like, oh my goodness, I need to worry about them sitting in the church with us. I need to worry about this. No. She wasn't worried about any of that. She was trying to get the gospel down to them. What do you think that was for? Huh? So that they can be lost? What kind of bizarro universe are we living in? You see how it happened when he get on the spot? Well, what would you do? he came up with some lame excuse. Maybe first of all, I would be a slave, so I wouldn't have any. But if to answer the question, what they should do, what you should do, not what I would tell them to do. No, you see, because he know what he would if he was there. If he have any common sense, what he would tell them. He wouldn't tell them to go and get married. The white people. That's why he's beating around the bush. He know he wouldn't tell them that. What kind of hateful person would you be to tell someone that? You think that was going to help them or get them killed? There, see when he got on the spot,
Submit your heart to the Lord and read your scriptures, right? Submit your heart to the Lord and let him melt racism from everybody's heart.
This is what he's saying. I just give him the gospel. Submit. Who was going to submit? Who is he speaking to? They asked him, what would you tell the black people? Submit yourself. Huh? Take racism out of your heart. Who are you telling that to? Telling that to the white people or the black people? He all confused on the question. As quick as that, he's confused with the question. He can't even answer the question that was asked. And when he does attempt to answer it, it's all an incoherent answer. Like, what are you talking about? Who exactly are you referring to? Ain't blacks.
That's what I would counsel people to do. Because there was no good science back then. People were just winging it. Phrenology, really? I'm gonna measure skull sizes and see whose head shapes would promote or
see how quick he went to racism. See how quick he did that. No, it has not. He's speaking about that, but just like that, zoop, a switch went on straight to racism. Just
or denote intelligence.
Mercy.
You're gonna look at people's nose shapes and lip shapes to tell who's right or who's more ape-like or less ape-like. People's butt shapes. Come on, seriously?
This is race baiting in full display. See, he can't get 2 sentences out without getting into that. Everything he says, he's trying to figure out a way how to put race into it.
Hold on a second, real quick. And so those kinds of things there, right? If we look at those scriptures, the plain reading of the text that we just put up there between Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, 28, or whatever I just read there, and then Acts chapter 17, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, you know what? All human beings are God's people. All of us need to be to submit our lives to Christ.
And for some reason, I guess he is trying to convey the idea that Ellen White didn't believe that. That's what he's trying to do. Somehow, some way. She didn't believe that. She didn't believe that black people was actually human beings. She didn't believe that. That's what he's trying to say. Even though she said that they are. Said that we are equal. But no. This is what race baiting look like.
Period. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that. So yes, you can look at it from an outsider's perspective now. We can look at it from 21st century lens and see all kinds of stuff there. But no matter whether it was legal or not, there was no point in time where chattel slavery was right. No. The scriptures denounce selling people and kidnapping people.
And stealing.
Okay, that was punishable by death. Okay, so you need to really, really take an honest look at this thing. We've been talking at this for almost 2 hours now. Okay, you can't sit up here and talk about context, bro. You can't.
When he says,
and by the way,
go ahead.
Jason is supposed to be a PhD or a doctor. I'm not sure which field he's a doctor in, but he's supposed to be one of the leading SBA apologists today.
Good Lord.
Of the official, yes, Adventist League. But as you listen to these guys, they are nothing but hacks. Hacks who need who need a Damascus Road experience, who need to hear the gospel of Christ and be saved.
Alrighty, I guess that's enough of that. I think I have listened to just about all that I can take. You can't help some people, right? That's when you get right down to the crux of it. You can't help some people. You didn't leave them alone. Let them do whatever it is that they're going to do, because they're going to do whatever it is that they're going to do. You can't help them. Leave them alone. Let them do whatever it is that they want to do. Let them say whatever it is that they want to say. And just say, may God bless you, right? May God bless you and all that you, because you can't help a racist, right? No matter what happened. See, life will never be good enough for these people. Life will never be good enough for these people. Because they are consumed in hate and bathed in racism. They're a bunch of racists. That's what they are. All three of them. Bunch of racists. They sit down there and they will race bait all day. Everything they see is through the lens of racism. Every white man is above them, and every white man is keeping them down. Every single one of them. That's the way that they see life. That's the way they walk through life. No matter what you say to them, no matter what you show them, no matter what you do for them, it will never be enough. Once you get to this state, there's nothing anyone can do for you. You have to pray that God help you. Because when you take hold of racism, the way these people have taken hold of it, they have made it their own. And they will never let it go. Never. They're going to live with it, and they're going to die with it. And they're going to bring everyone down that's close to them with it. Because they will never let it go. May God bless and keep you, brothers and sisters. I know this was a long, this is the longest one I've had. There's 6 hours. Have mercy. But I still have a lot to go, but I think I've done enough. I can't. My brain can't take anymore. So may God bless and keep you. It's my prayers for you. And you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.